The historic first home was erected by the Moravian Brethren in 1741, while George Washington was still president. It was where the historic Hotel Bethlehem presently stands, until the Eagle Hotel took its place there in approximately 1823. Count Nicholas von Zinzendorf, a Moravian missionary, constructed the original 1741 mansion. Then in 1921, almost 200 years later, the Hotel Bethlehem replaced it. The original hotel had renovations in the 1870s, but was torn down in 1920 to make way for a more modern and fire-resistant building. Charles Schwab, a millionaire and steel baron, provided funds to the Bethlehem Hotel Corporation in order to begin construction of the current hotel in 1921. The fourth floor went through a major fire on January 29, 1989. When a visitor plugged in her travel iron, the outlet threw out a loud flash that set a chair on fire. She attempted to put out the fire but was unsuccessful as it swiftly became out of control. She phoned the hotel lobby, where staff members attempted to put out the fire with a hose, but failed. Fortunately, the fire service was able to put out the fire by the time it reached the fifth floor. Unfortunately, 14 individuals were hurt, and 4 people died. The hotel was set to be transformed into a combination of senior housing and a women's dormitory for Moravian College, after Bethlehem Steel was shut down in 1995. Then in the late 1990s, a group of local investors purchased it and undertook substantial renovations. Today it is considered one of the top 10 historic hotels in the country. In September 1732, Francis Thomas was born in Württemberg, Germany. He arrived in the United States when he was only 6 years old. When he was very young, the Moravian Bishop Spangenberg left a profound influence on him. He had a reputation for being a daring man who had little respect for danger. He worked as a courier, which was a very risky job in colonial days. He once broke his neck after being thrown from a horse, and he also narrowly escaped death when the horse he was riding shattered some thin ice, plunging them both into a chilly body of water. Francis made the decision to acquire a skill, so he started working in cabinets after all of his close calls with death. Later he ran upon Anna Graef, with whom he fell in love and wed in January of 1762. Despite not having their own children, they were happily married for 53 years, and reared the missionaries 3 daughters when they were sent to attend the well-known girls' seminary. Everyone around him respected him for his integrity, loyalty, and tenacity. Attending tourists to Bethlehem was where he discovered his true calling. He became the town guide. He was unbelievably honest, had a positive outlook on life, and was eager to help others in any way he could. Francis was utterly beloved, and those who adored him referred to him as their dad or daddy. Francis passed away on April 4, 1822, but hotel staff members believe he still looks after guests at the hotel. He is seen frequently appearing in the hotel's boiler room area. There have been many reports of him being seen in that area. It is also said he has a sense of humor, and has played pranks on the employees. Another popular spirit is that of May Yohei, also known as Lady Francis Hope. May Augusta Yohei was the granddaughter of Caleb Yohei, who ran the stunning hotel, and was born there in April 1866 while it was still known as the Eagle. There are countless tales of May singing beautifully for guests in the hotel foyer. Because of her exceptional talent, a few of the visitors decided to pool their resources to send her to Paris for professional opera training. She was one of the biggest stars of her day in 1888, and she was making headlines across the nation. May suffered from negative publicity as well, and her love life was frequently made public. She traveled to London in the 1890s to give a performance for Prince Edward, the son of Queen Victoria. She there met the rich British Lord Francis Clinton Hope, with whom she soon fell in love and wed. She frequently wore the Hope diamond, a highly well-known jewel that he had. Sadly, unlike the stunning diamond she wore, her marriage to Lord Hope did not last forever. She once more made news around the turn of the century when she dumped Lord Hope in favor of an American soldier. Ironically, she also divorced him after he took all of her jewels. Even though May didn't have the best luck with men, she is claimed to have had the best times while singing and dancing in front of all the guests at the hotel. According to visitors, you can still hear her singing and playing the piano in the lobby. Both the reception rooms and the third-floor exercise room have seen her appear. The piano has been known to start playing on its own, even when she is believed not to be around. There has been a lot of strange paranormal activity in room 932. Most infamously, a couple who stayed in the room said that a transparent man awakened them up by saying, "Why are you in my room?" as he stood in front of their bed, then he disappeared when they turned on the light. There are numerous reports of reflections appearing in the room's mirrors, only to vanish shortly afterwards. Visitors who are unfamiliar with the room encounter events that defy gravity, such as papers standing on their edges. Lamps flash on and off, books fly off nightstands and tables, and the wallpaper in the bathroom supposedly turns pink. There are many images of room 932 with orbs dancing around the room as well. It's no surprise that room 932 is the most often booked room. Guests want to get the full experience when they stay at the hotel. Another spirit is that of a former employee, simply known as Mrs. Brong. When it was discovered that Mrs. Brong would accompany every single guest for a drink. Soon the Moravian Committee fired her and her husband as the managers of the Eagle Hotel in 1833. When she was too inebriated to sit up, the hotel's bartender frequently removed her and had her sit on a bench nearby. Guests who arrived by stagecoach would be met by a woman with her legs entirely exposed, which caused quite the stir in those days. Mrs. Brong also had a peculiar practice of not wearing shoes or stockings in the hotel, which was unusual, even for the time period. Staff in the kitchen have reported strange sightings of a ghostly woman who appears to be Mrs. Brong, and is dressed in clothes from that time period, but lacks shoes or socks. She frequently wanders around barefoot in the hotel's kitchen and restaurant, where visitors and staff can often see her. Also over the years the hotel has experienced the usual events associated with hauntings, such as doors opening and closing on their own, hearing voices when nobody else is around, objects missing and reappearing, and shadowy figures. The Hotel Bethlehem justifies its place among the best haunted hotels in America by housing a wide assortment of ghostly residents. So what do you think of the Bethlehem Hotel? Let us know in the comments below, and as always please like and subscribe.